The Young Turks 40 years.
Hero, how do you steer through this downturn, if I may call it? Some say it's also a time to be bullish on investments. Do you agree to that theory?
I totally agree with you, yes. You have to set up the plan A, B, C. Yes. So if you are smart enough to be adjustable and flexible to go plan A, if it's not so good, and plan B, blah, 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 blah. So if I can talk like that with the entrepreneurs, and then, this guy how to know, knows how to win the game. So in that case, even early stage or maybe seed round, I'm just try to be brave enough to put money. And then also try to ask my friends in Japan and India and in China, let's get together and then make some big ecosystem together with this Indian company. So as long as I can feel that confidence, and then this is a very good era, more challenging, but there's more opportunities, and then more smart people, and then guts people, and then never give up, and then good guys can win the game.
You invested in 30 companies last year in India. So how many are you going to invest this year, and what are you going to look for in those companies?
Oh, that's a good question. But my case is only 3 issues. One is the entrepreneur, him or herself, right?
Okay.
The second one is a business model, which can be very applicable to this market or not. And then the third issue is how much contribution I can do. I really like the supporting companies working together, even a good timing and a bad timing.
What is the investment thesis that we are seeing globally, and how do you apply that to India?
India has just started. It has a very similar, user base as China, and it's probably 5 years or 5 to 7 years behind. I think there are a lot of proven business model that already exist that we need to bring it to this country. We have already invested in the transportation, the e-commerce, and the logistics ones, which I think everybody believes in the business model. That's why they put so much money into it, even without that much of a proven record. I think now we are looking more vertically. We are trying to find the niche and the focus that the entrepreneur understands really well, and they can really apply the same business model, but in a vertical way that they can achieve more efficiency, higher profitability, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's transportation, whether it's logistics, but find your niche.
The question that everyone's been waiting for, will fundraising get tougher in 2016, or it'll be the same?
I think, good business models will always get funded, right? Earlier, if it was funded at $5, now it may be funded at $4. So I don't think it matters, as other speakers pointed out. Good founders, committed founders who are not willing to give up, good product market fit, and the ability to be cautious with capital. I think that's going to be very key, as we have all mentioned, where capital efficient business models are going to be doing very well. So what is going to happen effectively is that instead of, if your earlier fundraising round was 6 months, now it is going to be 1 year maybe.
So tell me, what are the hot sectors that you would bet big on in 2016?
I'm expecting like fintech and agriculture and healthcare, and then and some the commerce related, like especially as for C. So those are actually really looking for. But I really like sometimes B2B as well. It takes time to generate a cash flow, but as long as the product and service is really applicable to the corporate.
He's going with B2B and also still with e-commerce companies. Manish, what are your hot sectors?
I mentioned agri-services earlier again.
Yeah.
Look at the budget. The government is, doubling its spend on that, and it's a $250 to $300 billion market. I don't see enough startups in that area. Are there inefficiencies? Yes. Regulatory tailwinds? Yes. Big market? Yes. I mean, it ticks a lot of boxes. May not be as exciting, but there are lots of these pockets of opportunities. But you can't find a plug-and-play model for these from a US kind of a market. You'll have to develop them here.
What lessons do you wish that Indian startups learn from these globally successfully startups?
I have friends in Google and Facebook, but don't be their slave. That's my one message to startups. There are lots of inefficiencies even in the media market. There's a lot of below-the-line stuff you can do. And very often I see companies who are just, customer acquisition costs, buy this, spend on Google or that on Facebook, and usually it's not going to get you very far. So buck the trend, look, beyond the normal. And along the same lines, there's plenty of examples in the US kind of market where very large unicorns were created in Montana or North Dakota, and they were sold to Microsofts and Oracles. Again, supply chain, the forces, you may find cheaper engineers. And we have examples now starting to happen in India. I mean, I'm not an investor in Culture Rally, but a great company out of Jaipur. So you will see a lot more, beyond the Bangalore.
Sure.
I know we're sitting in Bangalore, but beyond the Bangalores and Delhis, buck the trend. There's opportunities in smaller towns as well in terms of building companies there.
I would want to know this from each one of you. Can you tell me one thing that typifies what 2015 was and what 2016 looks like, very briefly?
For most investors, it's going to be a better time. Because there's more sanity, therefore you'll get a lot more time to reflect on opportunities. But again, I think the pace of investing and the quality of deals, I'm not seeing anything fundamentally different yet beyond the 3 or 4 hot segments where the froth is out.
I think in 2016, capital efficient businesses will raise capital faster than somebody who needs a humongous amount of capital to get their first customer, etc. So I think the key is cash is king, and if you raise a lot of capital, try to get the runway for a long period of time before you go for the next one.
All right, Hero.
Okay, all the time, economy, environment change. But just keep basic, make it simple. Think of the user behavior and then satisfaction of the users. Please be strong for the cash flow.
Focus on your core business and really know your business well, and don't spend unless you know you're spending at the right place. Don't turn the engine on unless you know where you're going. As a summarize, I guess I'll say, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. So I think in 2016 we'll see a lot of strong companies.
With that, it's a wrap on this special edition of Young Turks. If you want to get in touch, write into us at youngturks@network18online.com. That's our email address. You can also follow us on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Till then, from the entire team, goodbye and many thanks for watching.
The Young Turks 40 Years